Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are getting back on track after the holidays. It is currently December 27th. I need to plan out my new workouts. I need to go to the grocery store. I want to go work out. I just had breakfast. I want to tidy up my place. I want to kind of just get back on track. I am somebody who, yes, loves the holiday break. We need breaks. We need to experience life. And I guess maybe I'm saying this because I want this to be motivation for you guys, but also like I want to also stay on track of not just even my goals, but just like healthy living. I don't need to be somebody who, when something happens in life, whether it's great or not so great, have this circumstance throw me off so much where I'm not going to the gym or I'm not taking care of myself or my life is not like organized. Like I have been somebody who in the past has been a very like control freak and all or nothing. And when life happened, whether it was good or bad, I would tend to, because I couldn't do my workouts or I was away from home or, whatever, the weather wasn't the best or I wasn't feeling motivated, I would fall off of everything and I would stay there and wait for the perfect moment to get back on track. And so I've really learned over the years to train myself to like, just get back on track as soon as you can. We don't need to wait for things to be perfect. And for me, like I could wait until January 1st to get back on track. And it doesn't mean that you can't just like relax and enjoy the holidays, like I said, but for me right now, I know that I can absolutely use this day to get back on track. And I honestly emphasize this a lot on my channel about really just like getting out of your own way and telling yourself like you can do it and talking yourself into getting back into any sort of habit, because realistically, if you don't do that, you will tend to stay in your comfort zone for longer than needed. You will stay in this lazy era for longer than needed, and it's not needed really. So with that said, I'm just gonna show you whatever I get up to today. It is a very gloomy day. I should probably show you guys actually. Okay, so right here, this is supposed to be the CN Tower, and I'm gonna put a photo up just so you can see the difference. It's a very cloudy, very foggy day, obviously. And naturally, I looked at the weather and I feel the vibe of not having sun out and it's kind of not motivating. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, waking up, not being motivated, not really wanting to do things. Like maybe I could push it off. But I told myself like, first of all, this weather's gonna be here for like a week. So what am I gonna do? Just chill and wait for the sun to come out? We're not gonna do that because the sun ain't gonna come out for another week. So we can't wait on that. But also, just because I'm not feeling 100% motivated to go to the gym or get back to it doesn't mean I shouldn't still try and do it. So I just think the overall message is do not wait for life to be perfect. Do not wait for yourself to be perfect. Do not wait to feel perfect because it's an illusion anyways. But also, that's just, look at what happens when you try and wait for the perfect everything. Nothing happens when you wait for that, right? So this is just something that I've learned over the years. So that's why I'm like, let's just get to it. And also just take one step in front of the other. Don't worry about the whole list of things. Just worry about one thing at a time. That's what I did. I woke up this morning. I had my coffee. I made breakfast. I watched a Gary Vee podcast episode or YouTube video, and then that got me in the role of like, all right, I'm awake, let's work on the goals, let's start the video, let's put on the workout set, because after I do some planning, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna come back, we're gonna do our skincare, we're gonna go to the grocery store, get some stuff, plan some meals, just get back on track and really just prepare myself, because this is more preparing, although I'm going right to the gym. And it's another thing is like, I want to change up a little bit of some of like the workouts that I'm doing, add a few more other days in and like change things around. And I want to plan for that, but I don't really have that plan right now. Like I'm going to kind of think about it now, but that doesn't mean that I don't go to the gym today, right? Like, oh, I just want to start new in a way. Okay, that's great. You can start new, but still do the workout. Even if you don't really necessarily have a plan, get up, go do the workout, get up, make your bed, get up, do the things that you need to do, even if you're in this planning mode. Because I feel like right now, whenever this video goes live and even into like the first, second week of January, people are very much so planning, taking days, weeks to plan, and then you're not starting things until like the third week of January. And again, even if you're planning into the third week of January, which you shouldn't be doing, like let's just go, at least still take the action, coming back to don't have to be perfect, don't have to wait for anything. So anyways, I have my planner here. This planner is from Indigo Chapters. I don't know if it's available. I can see if there's a link, but honestly, just go on whatever book. Honestly, I find that bookstores have the best planners. At least I've always found that. I really like physical planners. I also have these pens that are my holy grail. They're from Staples and they're from the brand Uniball, and they're erasable gel pens, okay? I love pens, but I hate writing in pen because then I can't erase things, and I'm somebody who likes to move things around, and like I'm very like particular in that way. And I liked using planners like a Google Calendar for that reason, because you can move things around, but I also don't like a digital. I really like I want to see everything all in front of my face. I'm just that visual person. So when I found these, and these actually erase, like these are really good erasers, I was like, perfect. So this is what I've been using and it works for me. I do use Notion though to plan out my YouTube and podcast and any sort of social media ideas, and like I have a little schedule, but then what I do is I look on my Notion and then I open up my planner and then I see, okay, well, I have this video idea coming out on this day, so that means I need to film a week before, make sure it's edited, and then upload. So I write everything like in my planner. So I want to kind of plan. It's a little bit of a weird week, like I just said, because it's the 27th, and then this, like there's gonna be days that things are closed, which doesn't really matter to me, I guess, because I don't really need anything. But on the weekend is New Year's Eve, so it's kind of like that second boom of a holiday. I actually am gonna be going out with my friends, which I didn't think that I was going to, but anyways, I'm gonna be doing a vlog, I'm pretty sure, that day, so you guys will see what we get up to. There'll be a topic within that vlog. But I want to just plan the next few days before it starts to be the holiday again. And then also maybe like my first week of January. And this is going to be the content that I'm going to be filming, any important dates or classes or things that I need to start, any sort of like bookkeeping, finance stuff, budgeting, things like that. What videos are going to need to be filmed, edited, uploaded on what days, getting back to an editor, like all of like my work stuff. But I also want to plan out a Q1 essentially workout plan. And I'm not very strict with my workouts in a sense of like micromanaging every single exercise all the time, whatever, but I like to have a little bit of a framework. I used to be a personal trainer though, so I feel like it's a little bit easier for me to like, I don't know, program things, but also I'm not too, I just like stay very consistent and I don't change things too much. And it's actually very interesting because I was watching a Gary Vee episode this morning, like I said, and I'll link it down below if you guys want to watch him. Some people like bag on Gary Vee, but I really love him. He was somebody who was screaming from the rooftops in honestly like 2020, but even a little bit earlier than that, to go on TikTok. And I started my TikTok 2021 and I grew and I listened to his strategy. There's other factors that went into why I grew, but you need a masculine structure and strategy to grow any sort of business. It's not just like belief in yourself, and it's not just like your certain talent. It's like how you position that talent. And so you need that masculine structure in a business. And so I learned from, he's not the end all be all of knowing everything about social media and growing. There's so many great people online, but he was definitely a big influence and somebody I listened to consistently and used his wisdom. Always listen to people who have what you want, and always listen to people who are most likely a little bit older than you and wiser than you. Not all the time, there might be young people, you gotta learn from youth, but also like listen to the people at the top, okay? Anyways, so I was watching his episode and there was another guy on there and his name was like Wallow or something. And they were just discussing like growing on social media and content creation, things like that. But this kind of mindset can be applied to anything. And Wallow was saying this is very prevalent with anything that has been like this years and years and years, maybe in different ways, but very prevalent in this generation right now. And by the way, I have been this person and many people go through this phase. It's actually very normal, but then you want to like learn from it and like chill. But he'll witness people say like, I want to start this type of business, and then, you know, I want to be the #1 seller of these pens. And so they will do some research and they'll like start this company or whatever. But, you know, they see this person over here who started real estate, and then this person over here that's an influencer, and this person started a podcast, and this person is making money doing jobs, they're shipping, blah, 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 all of these things. So they jump from the pen business to the real estate over here, and then somebody, you know, so always jumping. And he's like, he said in the episode, I call them jumpers. And being a jumper will get you really nowhere. Now you can jump, but you want to give yourself 6, 12, 36 months, whatever he was saying, at least before you jump on something. Now, obviously you need to learn when things don't work, this, that, and the third, but he was saying the number one problem that a lot of people have is that they don't stick with something for long enough to even see the fruits of their labor. They are not consistent with things. They'll try something for a little bit and then they'll give up because they see someone else over here making money quicker, faster, this, that, and the third. And Gary Vee was saying, you know why? It's because they're chasing paper, which is like a normal thing because everyone is out here trying to make money, this, that, and the third, right? And Gary was like, it's crazy though, because the number one way that you are gonna ensure that you do not make paper is by chasing the paper. And it sounds like it's such a hard concept to even not understand. It's actually kind of easy to understand, but it's hard to embody when you are somebody who doesn't have paper and you see everyone else have it. And on top of that, you're just in survival. Everyone's trying to make money. Everyone's trying to like make it in life, especially when you don't come from things. It's like, I wanna have money, I wanna have resources, I wanna have my time, like I want this. But sometimes when you want it so bad, you end up getting in your own way, and getting in your own way is not sticking to something to give yourself that consistency to actually grow. It's like, he was also saying another example of how like, you know, content creators, as soon as they get a little bit of money, they start that lifestyle inflation, which is a normal thing, but you want to be careful with that because obviously you don't want to like drive yourself into a ground. And he'll talk to people where these influencers, let's say now they want to buy a Porsche, now they want to get a Rolex, when he's like, you know, if you were to actually just wait 6 to 12 months and you invested the money that you made into your business, you wouldn't need to be worrying about buying a Porsche. You'd be worrying about buying the whole entire Porsche company if you would just chill for a second, if you would just be consistent, if you would just stop chasing that paper so much in scarcity for a moment and continue to work. But we live in a generation where it's like, oh my God, no, I want it now. And this brings back to a lot of the things that I've been through, especially when it came to like health and fitness. I had a lot of body image issues, not a lot of self-worth. So I was really trying to do all of these external things to change myself so rapidly. And that's what people do in society, especially women. Like, I want this surgery, I want that surgery, I want this quick fix, that fad diet, what's gonna get me the quickest results, skinny for summer, blah, 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 blah. And when we operate of scarcity, we tend to do things, behaviors that don't serve us, behaviors that are not sustainable. Or when it comes to career, you start one thing and then you do another thing, but with your career, it requires you to be consistent. Same thing with fitness and health though. Long-term consistency will get you the summer body, but because we want that thing so freaking bad and we cannot wait for it, we tend to get in our own ways by doing certain behaviors that will stunt the growth. And I knew that growing on social media, like I already had that mindset, and that's why I started, I stayed consistent, I believed in myself, I used a strategy, and obviously the feminine side of things and everything like that. And I just knew eventually it was going to come. I got out of scarcity and bringing it towards like planning for the new year, with any sort of thing, whether it's my fitness, it's my business, or it's whatever. Yes, I have these goals. And this is something that I said in one of my videos about planning and prepping for 2024. But my word of the year going into this year is patience, because I know patience is gonna be the thing that gets me what I want. Because when I am patient, I am more chill, I'm more consistent. I will wake up in the morning and I will, even when I'm not motivated to go to the gym, I'll go to the gym. Why? Because I'm in this identity of being a consistent, patient, belief in herself and in her goals and that they are coming. And so I'm gonna just take that proper step, because even though I'm not gonna get the result in the gym right this second, I know in summer, 6 months down the line, I'm gonna start to see some of my fruits of my labor. And so I'm going to just put my head down and I'm gonna work, and it's not gonna be a big deal. But I feel like sometimes we wake up and we're like, why isn't things changing? And where's the money? Or where's the body? Or where's the whatever? And then you stop doing these little habits because you're not seeing those results. But those little habits are the things that are gonna get you the results. And I think when we're bringing it back to like the holidays and like, you know, this time where you get to chill, you know, because you don't see that result from the gym, let's say, right away, it's easy to talk yourself out of not going to the gym today. Like this morning, I could have woken up and been like, I don't have to go to the gym today, like whatever, it's not gonna make a big deal. But over time, it will become a big deal if I continue to not go to the gym. I know that today counts. I know that even if I don't see any result in anything that I wake up and do today, it will still count. And I made an episode about this on my podcast, which will be live when you watch this. So I'll have it down below. I have a podcast, Glow Up Secrets Podcast. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. And I was talking about how your dream life starts today. It doesn't start whenever you sign the mortgage or you get the ring or your man proposes or you have your child, like you give birth. It starts right now. It starts with your habits and your mindset and who you surround yourself with. Everything starts now. The results that you are wanting starts now. So plant those seeds. What do you need to do? And I always remind myself of that every single day. These habits and these steps, they count even if I'm not going to feel like that right in this moment. So anyways, I'm just gonna do some planning and then we're gonna go to the gym. We're gonna do leg day. It's a hard one, but that's okay. And then we're gonna continue on with the day. Alrighty, we are done from the gym. I just washed my face with this Fresh Beauty soy cleanser. Love this stuff, love Fresh. All the products that I use will also be linked on my Like to Know It. I'm using my Glow Toner by Charlotte Tilbury and it's basically done. So I'm gonna have to find another one to use. Actually, I don't know if I have another one. Anyways, my workout took everything out of me. I am on my last day of my period, so I feel like I just don't have as much energy as I usually do. It's starting to come back, but still not there, but that's fine. You don't always have to have a perfect workout or always feel the most motivated or the most strong. I'm going in with Fresh Beauty Kombucha Essence. So right after when I got home, actually, I needed to make my smoothie right away instead of like having a shower and doing all this first because I didn't realize that, like, I went to the gym really late. I go pretty earlier than I did today. I got back at like 1 and I was like shaking, obviously because I wasn't that fueled. I had breakfast, but I wasn't that fueled. And I did a hard leg day and I'm still in my period. So needed to eat right away and I'm still like coming back to my energy. And also I definitely think it never helps when the sun is not out. Like it's so gloomy. It's one of those days where when you look outside, you can't see anything. And the sun, you're getting no sun. And it's gonna be like this for quite a bit. So I'm not like pressuring myself or getting too hard on myself for not having the most energy because honestly, like I get very energized by my environment, and when I mean environment, the sun. So the sun's not out, but I did put vitamin D3 drops in my smoothie and I make sure to always honestly take that supplement, but especially when it's not sunny. I'm going in with my Vichy 89 hyaluronic acid serum. Love this stuff as well. I also didn't do anything with my hair because last night when I came back from holidays from my hometown, all I did was section my hair and put a bunch of product in. So my hair, the bottom half of it is soaking up the product. So I'm just gonna do it tomorrow. So that's why my hair probably still looks pretty frizzy. And also I didn't get that many clips at the gym because I need to get a new battery for this camera. And I'm gonna do that this week. So my camera was dead and then I tried to film on my phone, which I hate doing because I can't hear my music when I'm doing it. And then it just got too much and it was like annoying me. So I was like, what's important is that I get this workout done. So I'll definitely do my best to like record more of my workouts when I actually have a better camera so it doesn't die every 3 seconds. I'm just somebody who, when I'm doing things, sometimes it's hard to vlog because it's like I have to make sure that I'm getting clips, but like I'm also in the zone with things, and especially when it comes to like a leg day, sometimes I just don't want to have to multitask. Like I just want to focus, but you know, that's not the end of the world. Going in with my Fresh Beauty oil infused serum. Love this stuff as well. So when I was planning, what did I do? I just like I told you guys, put everything that I needed to like write out on my schedule, what days I need to film. I do that every single week, just seeing like what are the best days to film, what are the best days to edit, when do I need to do things. And then I also wrote out my workouts, what I want to focus on diet and what I want to focus on wellness, which maybe I'll just like pop up on the side or something. I'm not too strict with things and I really don't need to look at this, but I just wanted to like write it out. But essentially what I do for my workouts, and I'm gonna make an entire separate video on how I stay in shape without like doing any sort of strict dieting or strict workout plans, anything like that. And it kind of looks like I have some sort of structure and plan, which I do, but it's just very easy. It's not like super hard the way that I used to do things. But essentially I just gave myself 6 types of workouts and I cycle through them, and now it depends on the week, it depends on if I'm on my cycle, it depends on if I'm sore, if I need a break. Like I don't follow this to a T, and as you can see I don't have like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday that I have to do these things, because sometimes I have Pilates and then sometimes again I'm sore so I can't do that workout, whatever. Anyways, so I want to focus on 2 main leg days. I have an upper body day that I'm adding in the gym, 1 reformers class of Pilates, which I always do, and then I want to add in a at-home Pilates class because my Pilates studio actually has digital Pilates classes, so you can do it at home, which is so nice. I'll have the link down below if you want to try. They have a 7-day free trial and it's so aesthetic, the at-home, anyways, whatever. And then I have 1 cardio day. So I'm basically adding in 1 more day at the gym, and that is for my upper body because I really don't have a dedicated day for that because I don't really like training upper body and I think it's very boring and I do other things, but I know that it's important for my strength. So I want to just like make sure that I'm doing that. It's not that big of a deal. I can get into the gym and do it now that I'm consistent with everything. And I'm adding in 1 more Pilates workout, which will be at home, and that's core focus because I really want to focus this year on my core strength and like my upper body strength because I've built so much strength in my legs the past year. And although I have a lot of strength in the upper body, I want to like kind of have more dedicated days, and that just is what's going to work for me. And the cardio day is honestly just like an active rest day. It's not that hard or challenging for me. I do a version of 12-3-30, but instead of an incline of 12, I do 15, and then usually I'm walking at like 3.3 miles an hour, depends. And I just like to move my body when I can, and then yeah, the core workout. So I cycle through those, and I just like to have options so that on days where maybe I am sore or if I'm about to get my period, like if I can't do that workout that is technically what I'm supposed to do depending on how long it's been since the last one, at least I have other options to continue to move my body. And that's honestly how I stay in shape. Like I'm always moving, and by the way, I always do walks. Like I make sure, I live downtown Toronto, so I don't have my car anymore, so I always make sure that I'm walking places. If it is a day where I'm not doing any workout and I know that, I'm still making sure that I'm walking outside, getting outside, things like that. Going in with my Fresh Beauty Deep Hydration Face Cream. And then for like my diet, which I don't like to say I'm on a diet, I'm not, this is just what I eat. This is my diet, I guess. I really focus on high protein food. So I wrote out like 30 grams of protein each meal. I don't track anything, and I don't know. Well, actually I do know because I used to track so much. And I used to be really into nutrition and stuff, so I'm very aware of what 30 grams of protein looks like essentially, but I ballpark it. I don't even, like, it's not this big thing that I have to like focus on. If I can't get that 30 grams of protein in, that's fine. It's just kind of like a rough estimate. I would just like to have lots of protein with every meal. It is not only great for supporting my goals in the gym, building muscle, but it's also really helpful for your hormones. And when I mean your hormones, I mean it's also helping you not spike your blood sugar. That's something that I'm really focusing on with whatever the eating style that I eat, which is quite easy to do when you focus on protein, because if you have protein in your food along with like healthy fats, you're gonna slow your blood sugar spike, and that's really good for your hormones. That's a lot of the reasons why we tend to hold a lot of fat around our stomachs, is because our body is processing a lot of sugar, and sugar can be in the form of carbs too. It's not bad that you have carbs. Obviously there's like sugary foods that don't make us feel good, but there's also like healthy carbs, but you still want to pair that with something that's not gonna spike your blood sugar so much. So protein and fat. And protein, again, just like helps me with my other goals. So usually in the mornings I like to have toast with eggs and turkey bacon. Sometimes I'll have leftovers from the night before, which is usually some sort of steak, honestly, which is great to have in the morning. Lots of high protein. And then after my workouts, depending on how hungry I am, if I really have to eat something, then I'll do a smoothie, because it's the easiest, fastest, quickest thing. And I, like today, like I waited too long. I shouldn't have waited that long. So I'll have that, and I'll have lots of protein in it. That smoothie was probably like 40 grams of protein, because I put 2.5 scoops of my protein powder and I put Greek yogurt in it, along with my greens and stuff like that. So anyways, and berries versus like banana or pineapple or mango, berries have a lower sugar count. Not like it really matters to me in a sense of like weight, anything like that, but in terms of spiking your blood sugar, berries have a lower amount of sugar, which means a lower blood sugar spike. And when I go to the grocery store and when I do a little bit more around, I will have another meal that's usually dinner, but sometimes I eat like earlier. Sometimes I'll have a snack like beef jerky, because it has lots of protein in it and it keeps me satiated for even longer. And then at dinner I'll usually have like a steak, or recently I've really been loving pasta, so that's what I'm gonna get. I want to get, actually I have pasta noodles, but I want to get different sauces. I want to get some vegetables to be able to saute it into the pasta, and then protein, which I'm probably just gonna make some chicken to add in, so like a chicken pasta. But I also love steak. If you guys follow me on Instagram, which follow me on Instagram if you want to see like things that I'm eating more regularly and just like what I'm doing in my life. I'm always eating steak all the time. I just love it, and it just, that's what my body craves. So that's usually like what I eat. I'll have some yogurt bowls at times. And yeah, so I just want to, like, nothing too crazy other than tweaking, maybe just being a little bit more aware of, you know, making sure that I'm getting that protein intake in with my meals, also not to spike my blood sugar, also just to help me with my sleep and my mood and my cycle. Your blood sugar levels absolutely affect your hormonal balance and your cycle, which are all tied in. And then like a few other things that I've been recently focusing on, which I'm gonna make a video on my deep sleep routine, but I wanna focus on trying out some more wellness cocktails, in the sense of, I guess it's called a mocktail, but it's more like those, like, I've been having Sleepy Girl mocktails at night, magnesium with, it's supposed to be cherry juice, but I have it with cranberry to help with sleep, which that's literally been helping me sleep so much. But just like trying other things, just like extra steps in my wellness, but really just focusing on sleep, focusing on turning off my phone an hour before bed, turning down the lights, like having a whole routine and a whole vibe, like getting my body prepared. I think I wrote on my notes, preparation and some other word. I just wanna support my body the best it can to recover, but also to make sure that my nervous system is regulated and very like low stress throughout the day, because that's the worst thing for our health, is to have our nervous system always be in fight or flight. And so doing things like, you know, turning off your phone and lowering the lights and really preparing your body for sleep and preparing your room for sleep, and waking up in the morning and not going on your phone and doing some journal practices and getting in touch with your intuition. Like, these are all really good things that over time really allow the body to heal and allow the body to rest and recover, especially when you do have goals, whether it is in the gym or even outside, right? Like, me doing these types of routines consistently help me show up better with my job, better in relationships, just better as a whole. So those are just some of the things that I'm just gonna be focusing on. So anyways, I'm gonna go, what do I wanna do right now? I think I'm going to go to the grocery store because I'm a little bit tired, and walking will help me just like wake up a little bit, because it's only like 2 o'clock. It feels like 6 o'clock though, because it's so gloomy. So I need to get some stuff for what I just said, like goals of mine, aka food that I want to eat, and then I'll come back, we'll do a haul, and I'll probably have to tidy up just a little bit. Hello, we are back, and That felt like a workout. It always feels like a workout to walk home with a huge bag of groceries. And then sometimes I wonder if I could make it easier for myself, like getting one of those carts, or I don't even know. But then I'm also like, no, but it's good for me. Like, it's good to like push myself to, anyways, lug things home. So let's quickly do a grocery haul. I got some baby spinach because I've been sauteing mushrooms with it and then putting it in pasta, which is really good. And you can put that in a rosé sauce, tomato sauce, Alfredo, like it would taste good with anything, and then the noodles and a meat. So I feel like that's very versatile, and you can just saute it up. Like, even if I wasn't feeling pasta, I could saute it up before it goes bad and add it into literally anything. So I love getting vegetables like that where you can kind of saute it with a lot of things, or even I can add it into, this is what I've been doing, adding it into my quesadilla. So I'll put a quesadilla or a tortilla on the stove with olive oil, and then I'll put recently whatever cheese that I have, but I have mozzarella cheese, and then I've been putting mushroom, spinach, chicken, and then close it up, and like tastes so good. So anyways, eggs, because I always feel like I need them, because I always eat them, but also it's just like an easy breakfast if I don't feel like actually cooking like anything else. I have tomatoes and cucumber because I've been recently back into my Greek salads. I just cut these up. I put feta cheese in it. I put olive oil, balsamic reduction, and some apple cider vinegar, and I just like mix it up. Tastes so good. You can have it on steak, or sorry, aside your steak, or like as it is on a side of anything. So really good. I have little cubed feta. I would like to go back to the market to get some vegetables and like higher quality vegetables and meat and everything, but sometimes I just miss going to the market on the Saturdays, and then I don't have time to do it. So I'm not gonna like hyper focus on the fact that I can't get like a grass-fed everything or like organic everything. It's not a big deal. I got some steak. I usually get my grass-fed steak from the grocery store, but they didn't have it, so I got like the butcher steak, which is really good. It's Canadian Angus beef. I got this big thing of Greek yogurt. I use this with everything. I add it in my smoothies. I'll have a Greek yogurt bowl. I'll use this as sour cream for my quesadilla. I'll use it for chips and guac, like anything. Greek yogurt, get it plain, high protein, so good. I got some berries, like I was saying, the lower sugar, but I honestly just always usually I make my smoothies with berries. They're just, I don't know, I like berry taste, so I got both of those. I also got some grass-fed 3% or 3.8% milk. I personally like milk that has a higher percentage of fat because it's actually really good for you. And contrary to popular belief of trying to get low-fat everything, I don't eat like that, so that's why I get that. And grass-fed if I can, which they do have it at the grocery store. I also have grass-fed half and half, which I've been just having this forever, so that's what I like. This is for like smoothies and stuff. I also got some turkey bacon because I like to have that with my eggs, and it's higher in protein, so why not? I also have beef jerky, teriyaki, because it's a good snack. I got some more coffee, and I got some chicken breast, which I want to go to Farm Boy and get some like meatballs, and I don't know, they just didn't have a lot at the grocery store when it came to the meat, because usually I get chicken thighs, but that's fine. That will totally work with pasta. So that's all I got. I'm not gonna cook anything right now. I actually have a burger from last night in my fridge, so I'll probably just like have that as like a pre-dinner thing. So I'm just gonna put this away. I'm probably gonna tidy up a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I cleaned up my workspace. See how freaking gloomy it is? Like there's buildings actually there and you can barely see them. That's so crazy. Kitchen is clean. I just have to put away like those two things. Now I have this over here. These things are clean, so I'm just hanging them up. My water filter system, which I freaking love. I have I think it's 10% off code. I'll put it down below if I have it. I'm pretty sure I do. This water filter filters out fluoride, but it also adds back in minerals to your water. Like these are like real mineral rocks. And it's the best water I've ever tasted. Filtered water from home. This is amazing. It's like an investment. Well, I think I got it on sale at like $130. And I know that could be a lot to some people, but I also waited a while too. Like I waited a while, saved up, and then I was like, let me just get it. And also my somatic therapist, she put me onto this like a year ago. And every time I would go to her office, she always had the best tasting water from here. And I always would taste the difference. And I was like, dude, I just have to get one for myself. So anyways, I got that. So I put it here. So sometimes I just throw things on here and try and clean it up. Everything is pretty organized and clean here, although it looks like it's not. These are all the giveaway gifts that I have to pack up tomorrow to give away. We have the bathroom here. I just tidied up everything. Again, like nothing special. I also put my laundry in the washer, as you saw. But basically everything is done and I feel pretty accomplished today. I got back into the gym. I went and grocery shopped. I cleaned. I planned out a bunch of stuff. I feel very prepped for an even better day tomorrow. And this is, I guess, something I was thinking about when I was washing my dishes is, you know, again, coming back to this all or nothing thinking, like when you fall off something, whether it's technically your fault or not, just life, usually when you try and get back on something, the first day or even the second day, it's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna be perfect because the prior days, maybe you had fallen off. So maybe, you know, you're catching up on your sleep, or maybe you're not the most motivated because you haven't done it in a while and it's feeling a little bit challenging or there's a little bit of resistance. But that doesn't mean that like you're not progressing. Like I feel like today, the old perfectionist version of me would look at my day and be like, should have had more energy, should have maybe even done a few more things. I don't even know, just like really hit the ground running. But the new version of me that wants to and knows that it's good to just, you know, like not be such a tyrant on myself is just reminding myself like, this is good enough. And this is your first day back from like the holidays. So let's not expect ourselves to be 100% perfect with everything anyways. And like count the wins, count the things that you did do. And, you know, now shoot for tomorrow is going to be even better. It's going to be even better because now tomorrow when I wake up, I have all of my food here. So I'm already prepped, even though I already had stuff here a little bit, but now tomorrow when I have all my food, I know the workouts that I'm doing. Like today I just went into the gym. I knew that I needed to do legs, but I was kind of in the energy of just like, just go to the gym. It doesn't even matter like what you're supposed to be doing because it's just important to get to the gym. But now tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and be like, okay, like I feel like I'm on track with my workouts. Like this is what I'm doing today. Even with my schedule, like now tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I have to record a podcast episode and I'll feel like I'm prepared because of what I did today. And all those things are gonna make me have an even, you know, closer to perfect day, which doesn't really exist. And like, we're not trying to shoot for that, but if I were to like use words to it, it'll be a good day. I'll be better prepared. And that's how you continuously hit goals. Like you don't negotiate for a week and a half before you get back up doing what it is that you need to do. You have to get into your head and tell yourself a new story and get up and go. And let go of being a perfectionist on the days that you are about to get back on track with something, because literally like save being perfect for like other days if you're gonna try and strive for a little bit better in your life, because obviously we all want to do that, but like not on the first day back when you're trying to get on track of things, because you're just probably not going to feel 100%. And then if you're trying to aim for perfection, let's say you just did a workout, but it wasn't even like the workout. If you tell yourself like that didn't count and like you're not actually on track, then you probably will slack on other things. And it doesn't need to be like that. If you just like get out of your own head and get over it in a way, count that workout as yep, preparing me, yep, this counts right now. What I do in this moment, bringing it back, that's what I was saying, every moment counts. And that's definitely something that I'm starting to realize, just like in life as a whole. Not me going into a spiritual talk, but recently life, I just feel like, has been showing me that it is sometimes very short, and like the decisions that you make today, they do count and they do matter. And I think we all are very aware of the things that we are uncomfortable with and avoid or don't do. And I feel like life right now, at least for me, is calling to continue to go in the direction of the thing that I'm scared of the most, because I know, I am so completely aware of it, especially like right now in my life, that that is the only way through. That is the only way I am going to get anything in my life, is if I stop running away from the things that are terrifying me and trying, or not even terrifying me, but just like, you know, things that make me uncomfortable. But in order to push yourself sometimes into discomfort, I feel like you have to take baby steps. That's kind of how I do it. And I think one of my biggest, I don't know, I guess you could call battles, is that cycle that a lot of us go through of the being a perfectionist and trying to do things all or nothing, and like operating out of scarcity and trying to control everything and like stressing about everything in life. Like that is my big war that I battle, which is a lot of people's wars, at least for my audience, I feel. And over the years, I've become aware of my behaviors and my tendencies, and when I'm, you know, wanting to stay small and to stay in this cycle, because the cycle actually keeps you very safe. Like stopping things, like falling into depression and ruts, like actually keeps you very safe. But when you go through it enough times, you realize like, this is not the thing that's gonna keep me safe anymore. But on the opposite side of you not being in this cycle, there's a lot of fear actually. On the other side of you being a perfectionist, you releasing control, it's very scary to do. And that's why we don't do it. But those tactics, like I'm at an age where I know, for many years I've known that those tactics do not actually get you where you need to go. So bringing it back to like getting yourself out of ruts and like talking yourself out of things and taking baby steps and like, you know, getting back into it. It's really important that I think all of us, we really continue to push ourselves to get back on it and stop being a perfectionist. Keep trying, keep getting out of these cycles and trying things that will help, like telling yourself in the moment, like, we know this. You don't have to be perfect with everything in order to take care of yourself or be successful or whatever it is. Like we have to stop moving like that with everything in our lives. And it's hard because we have this inner critic voice that it's trying to keep us safe by trying to make us think that we have to do things perfect, but understanding where that voice comes from and then trying to do your best to change that voice in the moment when you hear those, you know, you have to be perfect, all or nothing matters. You follow it up with a better story that's gonna get you through. Like you do that over time and things get a lot easier. Doesn't mean that you won't get hit with life, but you will coast a lot easier. You won't like dip down so low because you have a better, like stronger mental voice, inner voice that's like a lot healthier. And you know what? Sometimes all you have to do is question your inner voice for a second. Like listen to the stories you tell yourself in the morning when you're trying to negotiate yourself out of the gym, or when you're not wanting to do something, or you're wanting to like, I don't know, go on social media and stalk somebody or do whatever. Like really sit there and like analyze those beliefs or thoughts or what you're telling yourself. Like, is that really for your highest good? And if these things are not for your highest good, then we are not gonna follow it, even though there's a voice inside of our head that says, no, we should do this because whatever. I want you to unpack that voice and get to the root. It's like, why am I telling myself that the gym is gonna be so hard, or that I can't get up and do this thing, or I don't have the energy, or I need this thing so desperately? Why are you telling yourself these things? And it's always rooted back to something. Someone has taught you not to like this thing or that thing. Someone's taught you to do wellness this way, or somebody has made you be afraid and so that's why you're doing these things. Like what is the root? And now society tells you to do things all different ways, and then also parents will tell you things, this, that, but like, I don't know, I just think that it's really important that you really sit and analyze some of the unhelpful thoughts that you have in your mind and just ask yourself, like, is this really supposed to be my truth? Like, this negative thought that I'm telling myself, or telling myself that life is going to be so hard, or I can't do it, or like there's no possible way. Like, are you really meant to be on this earth to only tell yourself negative things, and that you can't do things, and you just don't have the resources, or you can't do it because this or that, or it's not working out, blah, blah, blah? No, I really don't think that you're meant to live a life like that. And so when I witness myself, or the inner stories that I have that are negative, that are negotiating me out of taking care of myself, all the things that I know are good for me, you know, I'm pretty aware of where all these thoughts come from, but I do my best to just redirect it. If I'm thinking bad thoughts about myself, or I'm judging myself, comparing things, or, you know, feeling like there's not enough, or like doing behaviors that I know are not helpful, no, that was old programming. That is not actually for my highest good, so I'm not going to think like that anymore. And what can I tell myself in this moment that's going to actually lead me to the greater good? And bringing it back to like negotiating yourself out of the gym. Like, realistically, the gym or whatever type of exercise you're doing is always, essentially always good for you. Obviously, maybe if you're sore, like sick or whatever, but I'm talking about like genuinely, we should be getting up and moving every day. So if we're talking ourselves out of something like that, that is not for our highest good. And we've gotten really good at telling ourselves or convincing ourselves why talking ourselves out of something is for our higher good, because this voice is trying to protect us and keep us safe, like it has all in our childhood and as we've grown up. But there's gonna be a lot of times where you have to like have that inner voice tell you something different, and understand that that is not actually keeping us safe, and we can do it, whatever it is you need to tell yourself. Anyways, that was a whole rant. I talk about that in my book a lot, your inner critic and reparenting. So if you're interested in the inner critic and also the self-sabotage that we do, definitely consider getting my book. It is out for pre-order, and it's coming out on January 30th for anyone who pre-ordered the book and did not hear yet. It did get pushed back. I swear it was Mercury retrograde, whatever. Anyways, if you've already bought the book, you don't have to do anything. It'll just be released on the 30th to you instead of the 9th. Really apologize for that. Really shook me to my core a little bit when I heard about that, but we can't do anything about it. And honestly, it's not that long, so it'll be fine. But if you haven't, then you can pre-order. And if you do pre-order it, you will get a free shadow work journal prompt guide that you can get emailed to you, and the instructions are down below. And anyone who's still waiting, all I can really say is like, please be a little patient throughout the holidays, but also this email, they have to email it to you one at a time. So it's not like an automatic system where you just get it right away, which is kind of annoying. But usually like when you get like a free something with a book, it's more so the author's decision. And this is why I did it. I basically just did it for my audience, because realistically you could, if you didn't know who I was and you typed in my book for some reason, or you saw it on Amazon and you press pre-order, like people are just pre-ordering the book and they don't even know that the journal guide is available, because it's really just like a community thing. Like I'm just telling you guys, and whoever sees it can get it, because like Amazon doesn't do that. Like bookstores don't really do the like sending you a free thing. But with that said, it's not an automatic thing. So somebody actually individually has to see your receipts and then send it to you. So thank you for being patient, and thank you for pre-ordering if you did. I'm just going to honestly just relax for the rest of the night. I feel pretty accomplished. I hope this video motivated you, or you got something out of this video. Definitely let me know if you want more of these style of videos. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.